Downtown Tucson has seen major transformations in recent years. It only takes 15 minutes to get your $6 cup of coffee. It's home to the first multi-million-dollar American-made streetcar. The $12 beers and $15 craft cocktails are always cold. You can catch live music, entertainment, and enjoy some fine cuisine every night of the week. The best part is, you never have to leave.
My name is John McClane, and I'm the director of Safe Park. Yeah, we brought in the pods about 6 weeks ago, but this program, Safe Park, has been going on since October of 2013. So there's 7,000 people that live in this city on any given night that their existence is a crime. So I think that if the oath that I took to the Constitution when I joined the Army really does exist, then that type of stuff can't exist in the place that I live in. Primarily fill in the gaps that the city has currently, which we have a substantial shelter gap, substantial feeding gap, and substantial service gaps. So definitely while we're here, make sure we look out for those people that nobody else is. Well, it's an ordinance that they're going to go to study session on to discuss how they would intricate it, but it would make it so pretty much there would be no 24-hour protest area in the city like there is now. So the law that allows us to be on the sidewalk 24 hours a day for practicing First Amendment activity won't exist any longer. But for the city, and I think they know this is why they're discussing possible places of land that they could give us, is if they change their law to get us out of here, it'll be clearly highlighting our already 3-year case that we have going on that they're targeting us. It was 9 months ago when we started a men's shelter, and we have tiny houses and tents and dream pods set up at that men's shelter that I was able to help the men that were out here and help provide them a place to get out of the rain. But women, couples, people with pets, there was nothing I could do for them. So I mean, literally when I'd go back to my tiny house on a rainy day to try to get out of the rain, I'd almost cry, because I remember all these people that are left out here that have no choice but to get rained on, got to be up all night.
There was an outstanding turnout to Tuesday's hearing. Local business owners dressed in black to show their support to pass the ordinance. Unfortunately, some couldn't make it.
I rescued him from the animal care center at St. Francis Day 2013, and he's just been an incredible addition to our family. And at the time then, out of a tarp that was connected to a tent, really lunged 3 pretty good-sized dogs. And frankly, they were completely unguarded. They were out of control, and they lunged towards my dog. But luckily, he's only in the 20 pounds range still, and I, thanks to some still rusty yet available boxer instincts, I had the chance to reach down, grab him up, pick him up, and run with him. But over the past few years, we've spent over $15 million in supporting facilities for homeless families.
I spoke with a downtown patron to get her thoughts on how the city should react and help the homeless.
I think it's a really complicated issue. I think that people who are living on the streets and homeless and low-income folks have a need to stay someplace. I think it oversimplifies the issue to ask them to leave without providing alternatives.
And it became an issue when there was aggressive panhandling beginning, there was drug dealing going on, drug use going on, fights happening in the street, and the sanitation issues that you've heard about. In fact, the county put fences up because people were defecating in the vents of their air conditioning units. And so we've got multiple issues going on. The business community was saying, look, my customers can't walk by without getting hassled. And so we've made some very successful investments in the downtown core. I want to protect and preserve those. We're talking about human beings who have legitimate needs. So when people say no urban camping, that's fine. I get it. There's a public right-of-way. There are businesses down there. People, passers-by, have a right to the space as well. But let's just not say, go ahead and find yourself a place in the riverbed and we'll come and count you next year. Absolutely. Demand is that we get our MIST units, our law enforcement MIST units. Those are the mental health trained, both Tucson police and county sheriff, officers who have been trained in how to deal with people with mental health needs. They should be engaged when we get the judge's ruling. We also are right now going out over this weekend, actually, and doing a needs assessment for the people who are there. Do you need housing? Do you have substance abuse issues? Do you have mental health issues? Do you know what are the kinds of things that we need to be ready for?
Well, you can tell the city from the beginning of this program is if they had a campground with bathrooms in every ward of the city, there wouldn't be a crime to be homeless in the city of Tucson. So the closer we can get to that, it's actually a suggestion from the White House Task Force on Homelessness to the city of Tucson as well.
My bigger concern, this isn't about John McClane. This is about homelessness. John McClane made it about John McClane, and I'm sorry for that, but he kind of asked for what he got. I mean, you don't go. What I don't want to happen as a result of McClane getting busted and those other 5 or 6 people is I don't want this community to kind of pivot into a position of animosity towards the homeless, saying, see, that's what homelessness is about. That's not it. It's the single moms. It's the working poor. People sleeping in their cars because they're working at 2 or 3 low-income jobs. It's veterans who have PTSD issues that they can't get dealt with. It's the senior who had a significant health issue, lost their home, that's been a professional all their lives, and it's youth. We've got youth on their own and stand up for kids going out every evening looking for youth, trying to develop relationships. Reach out to some of the social service agencies that exist. Primavera Works, you can get a job through Primavera Works. We've got La Frontera, we've got the Carondelet Group, we've got CPSA. We put $16 million, round numbers, into homeless services in this community alone. We got plenty of options for people. Engaging them is one of the challenges that we have now, and that's why I said that over this weekend we've got a group going down and doing a survey of the group who's down there. That's such a small faction of the homeless in the community. We got 4,000 people out of houses in this town right now. So it's...
On Thursday, March 5th, 2 days after the hearing, 31-year-old John McClane was arrested along with 5 other men in the camp. McClane was arrested on 1 count of marijuana sales, 1 count possession of marijuana, and 1 count possession of narcotic paraphernalia. McClane has since been released.